Thank you, Jimmy Rollins, for 15 excellent seasons in Philadelphia, multiple All-Star games, an MVP award, 5 division titles, 2 National League pennants, and of course, the unforgettable run of 2008, culminating in the World Championship. Good luck in Los Angeles. Mike Go here with another episode of Phillies Thoughts. So the winter meetings have come and gone, and the Phillies finally made some moves. Now, there's only one move that's official, but the big move, which I'm going to talk about here, it's not official yet, but it's all but done. I am sure they are working out a few things with contracts and stuff, and I fully expect it to be officially announced by Monday. Jimmy Rollins, the veteran shortstop of the Phillies, 15-year veteran, has been dealt to the Los Angeles Dodgers. He waived his no trade and will play the 2015 season with the Dodgers. The Phillies got back a couple of prospects. One of the complications is it was part of basically 2 trades. So the Phillies get from the Dodgers, they get 22-year-old left-handed pitcher Tom Windle. He's a former second-round pick. He's a starter. He's pitched in the Dodgers organization and has okay numbers. His ERA looks a little high, but he's pitching in the California League, which if you follow minor league baseball at all, historically the ERAs are way up there. They have small ballparks, warm weather, and the ball flies. Reportedly, they're also getting Zach Eflin. He's a 20-year-old right-handed pitcher out of the San Diego Padres organization who will be part of the Matt Kemp Dodgers-Padres trade. He'll be heading over to Philadelphia. He's a former first-round pick back in 2012. His numbers are solid, and he has a lot of potential. I've got to say, I'm very pleased with this trade overall. It's not something that Ruben Amaro has always pulled off, but it looks like he got 2 good young pieces. Granted, they're prospects. They're minor league players at this time, so you really don't fully know what to expect, and, will they translate to the major leagues? Who knows? But they are assets for the organization that you can use in another trade, you can develop, and hopefully they'll be part of the big league roster in a few years. So, while I understand there's a lot of people disappointed to see Jimmy Rollins go, the time has come. I've enjoyed watching him play, but let's admit the run was over several years ago, and really we're in a 2 to 3 year process of redeveloping the team, getting younger, and hopefully being able to compete on some level, maybe in 2017. Unfortunately, we're 2 years behind because didn't make these types of moves. So this is really the first big move. I'd expect other players to go. And yes, I agree. It's disappointing to see the end of an era, but the era really has been over. So it's time to move on. Best of luck to Jimmy Rollins in Los Angeles. Hopefully he has a lot of postseason experience and success with the Dodgers. And, we'll wish him the best. It'll be someone to root for next September and October because the Phillies won't be involved in it. But, again, Jimmy Rollins obviously had a tremendous amount of great moments with the Phillies in the playoff runs. I would say, my personal favorite was the 2009 National League Championship walk-off hit against Jonathan Broxton in Game 4 of the NLCS. It was just, one of those, they're behind, and then they win, and you're just, it was one of the moments where in 2009 you said, going back to the World Series, that put them up 3-1. So, Rollins at times could be a little aggravating. You always saw the speed and stuff, and you wanted his on-base percentage to be a little higher. You didn't like seeing the pop-ups as much, but in the grand scheme of things, he was a very good player, perennial all-star, great defensive shortstop, and I'm sure all Philadelphia fans will miss him, so best of luck. A few other moves the Phillies made. Antonio Bastardo, the 29-year-old left-handed reliever who has actually had several nice seasons. He was a 5 or 6 year veteran with the Phillies. He's arbitration eligible, so it was expected that they'd move on from him. As much talent as he still has, and he can be part of a ball club and be very helpful to a bullpen. They have Ken Giles, Jake Diekman, the 2 big guys at the back end of the bullpen and some other younger players like Mario Hollins and such for the bullpen. So they weren't going to pay Bastardo $2-3 million. So they sent Bastardo to Pittsburgh for 23-year-old Julio Rodriguez. He's a left-handed starter. He will report to AAA Lehigh Valley. His numbers weren't great last year. The prior year he did pitch pretty well. But again, it's a young asset in the organization, and you hope that he will develop. So, Bastardo kind of looks like he's an every other year guy. So I actually expect him to pitch well in Pittsburgh next year. And he'll help their team. I mean, he's got great stuff. He doesn't give up a ton of hits or anything. His big problem is he has issues with walks. So we'll see if he can get that settled with Pittsburgh. So they're the two veterans that are off the team, Jimmy Rollins and Antonio Bastardo. As far as any other moves, nothing big happening. I'd still expect Marlon Byrd to get dealt before spring training. Cole Hamels has an opportunity to go, but I don't think he's as big of a lock as other people have made him out to be. And I'm sure there's some other players they'll talk about. Obviously, they want to unload Ryan Howard if possible, but we'll see. I don't know that that's likely. So the Rule 5 draft took place. The Phillies took a pair of guys. The Rule 5 draft is a crapshoot. It's worth taking a chance on. Every now and then there are good players that get through, that get selected. Jose Bautista, one of the really well-known names. He was taken by Baltimore a few years ago, more than a few years ago, but they ended up, not really succeeding with him. He didn't really make it big till he eventually got to Toronto, but like you see, good players. The Phillies, of course, back in the mid-2000s, grabbed Shane Victorino this way. Now, they did make the mistake of offering him back, but that was declined, so he stayed within the organization. Next thing you know, he's an all-star center fielder. So the Phillies took two guys. They took a left-handed pitcher from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Andrew Oliver. He pitched pretty well last year. He's a young guy, 23 years old. He could be, he'll get a lot of play in spring training. We'll see if he does enough to earn a spot in the bullpen and stay there for the whole year. What you kind of hope is that maybe, you see some good things out of him, and if he doesn't make the team, hopefully Pittsburgh just kind of, lets you keep him. But we'll see. The guy that a lot of scouts seem to be interested in and excited about is 23-year-old. He's played shortstop throughout his career, but the Phillies plan on making him an outfielder. They're specifically looking towards center field. Is Odubel Herrera. He's from the Texas Rangers, and apparently he has a good bat. I haven't seen him play, but from what I've read, he has a nice bat with a lot of potential, and they think he can be a strong utility player, I think, is their hope for him. I would say he's probably got a little better chance to stick around and stick on the everyday roster this year. So thanks again for joining me for an episode of Phillies Thoughts. Comment below. Let me know what you think of the Jimmy Rollins deal. Is it a good move for the Dodgers? I personally think it is. 1 year of Rollins motivated in a big market on a team that's going places is good for them. I think it's a good move for the Phillies. I think it's a win-win situation. But let me know what you think about it. Like it, share it, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.